first time you meet the person, you need to tell the person what do you expect from him, and then he must also tell you what he expects from you. So, like, I want to tell you that in the morning, I would like to receive a call from you to say hi, good morning, and then that way I love you. So if yeah, yes, to love me. If you don't tell me, you don't call me, and then like the whole day is quiet until the next day, and then like you are somebody else. This is not what I'm looking for. But and you need to love me. And like I'm one person. I like being appreciated. I like someone who, when I'm at work, I expect a call. Maybe sometimes once or twice a month. Receive the flowers.
Ooh.
Yes, and also maybe also the card because we do have cards. That message, it means a lot to
Romantic,
me.
romantic. You're looking for
I
Mr.
am.
Romantic.
I am.
Mr. Open the door for you to get in the
Yes,
car.
yes.
So you're saying that at the inception, you communicate your expectation
Yes.
to your partner. If
Yes.
it is something that he can do, then that's fine. If it's something that he cannot do, but I have a twist to that, and I'm sure that the men can come in here. So I feel like men are very project based. Women are just beautifully, wonderfully made, emotional, happy, people. But men are very project based, meaning that they set their hearts to something. Once they get it, mission accomplished, they move on to the next one. Right or right?
Mm-hmm.
That is how men are built. Now, in a relationship that you're kickstarting, a man says, okay, the next project of my life now is marriage. Right? So marriage is the next project. So a man approaches you, and then you say those expectations. Oh, baby, I love flowers. I want Mr. Romantic Guy. Because you are the project, he will put all of his effort in you to achieve that project. Open the door, send you flowers and all of that. Then you get married. To him, project complete. We move on. To you, this is the beginning of forever. Beginning of something new to you. To him, it's completion of a project. He wants to move right along to the next thing. That's why you find people saying, things he did when he wanted to get me, it's no longer doing. It's because as far as the project is concerned, Ubaba is done. Mission accomplished, is now chasing the next contract, right? How do we then deal with that? Because I understand you communicate your expectation. You are the project. It will meet your expectation and more while the project is still ongoing. But once the project is done, Daddy, from a male's perspective, do you agree with me? Do you agree with what I'm saying? That if you want to get married, you see a woman and you want to get married, that's your next thing in life. Everything she wants, you will do it. But then at a point, once you're married, you focus on something else, another project. And then the wife is now saying, baby, I used to buy me flowers. What happened? Is that true? And how are we supposed to deal with that?
I'll try to make him happy.
You try to make the person happy?
Yes, so I can appreciate him.
So you're saying that you are going to be intentional about still keeping her happy.
Yes.
But for the most part, thank you. Can you give him a round of applause? But for the most part, I'm sure you get my point. You probably have experienced it at a point or another, where when you're chasing someone, you do that. How do we deal with that? And men, why do you do that?
I personally, I understand where she's coming from, right? But I'm the type who sort of sits back and waits it out.
Okay.
I want to see when you say you care, you one thing, how do you respond to that? What does that mean for you? And only I think then, I can then put my 2 cents and go, well, for me, you can't say the LOV word if you go the whole day and you don't talk to me. That for me, and the truth is, maybe he's just not like that. But I'm already concluding he's not interested because he doesn't do it my way. But I think the ideal is you observe first and see, like we all repeating, actions speak louder than words. In my opinion, and I stand to be corrected, there is no way you can say you love somebody and not act upon it. There's nobody you can say, I like this guy, and not want to be with them and not want to speak to them on the phone. Yes, obviously the honeymoon phase is going to be 5 hours the first few months or whatever the case is, and it might slow down over time. But I think the observe on how they express themselves. You can try communicating, but that does not mean, again, it's a sustainable issue, right? That they can start doing things their way, but can they actually sustain it? That's where the problem will go. I just think meet somebody who rather get some pray, or hope that you meet somebody who will speak your love language. If you're an affectionate person, hope that you're going to find somebody who's going to be affectionate and be able to fulfill you, because then that's sustainable, because they're exactly the same way.
I see. Thank you. Can you give a round of applause? So she's saying that you essentially should maybe observe. If it doesn't come to the person naturally, good chances after he has won or finalized the project, it would not come to him naturally. And at that point, I feel like ladies, rather than being in that relationship, because we're still on a relationship level, and being unhappy by yourself, he cannot read your mind, right? I feel like then communicate at that point to say, hey, this used to happen. What is happening now? Why are you not doing it? But I want to hear from a male's perspective. What goes on in your head? Why do you stop sending flowers once I say yes?
No, it's not like exactly we stopped doing that. The problem is, like, also you ladies, what do you expect? Like, do you expect me to give you flowers every single?
But you were doing it before I said yes.
Yeah, that was my stage, like, to impress you, and now you impressed.
Now I'm impressed.
Okay, yeah, aren't you impressed with me already? No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was my way into getting to have you, because that's what makes you happy. I was doing what makes you happy.
So you've made me happy. I've said yes. You need to keep me happy.
Yeah, I'll keep you happy, but even you, do you expect me like to keep you happy with the flowers every week, every month, but
So when you're trying to get me,
yeah.
how about not send me flowers every week, every month, every day? Huh? I'm listening. Sorry. Just let him land with his
So
opinion.
in the beginning, I was still trying to impress you. So I already impressed you. So if you're already impressed, do you still want more gifts and more of those stuff?
Yes!
No, but
Yeah, I'm going to impress you with my cooking.
no, okay.
I'm saying that men are project based. So, it's outside it's not even about flowers or gift. There's just a level of attention and affection a woman feels when she's being chased, right? And once the project has been completed by the man is moving on to the next project. That project has its attention and affection. Until he achieves that one, the next one has its affection and attention. So I was just asking, is this a natural thing? Can we be intentional about being consistent and being emotionally available, not just when there is a project that has to do with that person? That's my angle. Does that make sense? T?
I've got a question for the ladies, especially in that corner there. Over there.
Amen.
Over there. Right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. I see you. Right there.
What's the question, young man?
All right. Have you guys seen videos, like watch nature videos of birds trying to get the attention, or male birds trying to get the attention of female birds? So they do this dance, right? They do the dance, they get the lady, right? Do you see them the next day dancing?
No.
Okay, I'm kidding. But generally, it's like he said, it is. You're trying to get the girl's attention. You do all these lavish things. It's almost impossible unless you have the financial capacity and the patience. Because we don't...
Also.
Huh?
And the time. Also.
And the time, yes. Right? Unless you have the financial capacity, the patience, and the time to do all of that, if you went 100 for the girl in the beginning, there's no... Okay, no, it can happen. But it's not common for you to stay at 100 for the rest of your 50-year marriage or relationship, right? So, like you said, consistency. The trick is you get the girl's attention. 100. You get the girl. you dial it down.
Really?
Not from 100 to a 40, no. 100 to a reasonable level. There's some things that are reasonable. Open the door for your wife. Flowers every day and cards? Probably not. Guys, inflation, things are expensive. It's okay, every month is fine. That's sustainable. So from 100, you bring it down to like a 80, 75. 75 is a distinction.
Got it.
Consistency, definitely. The
Okay.
key is consistency.
Amen.
Anything outside of that, you think, oh no, but he used to do this every day. Yes, to get the girl. That is the point.
But once the girl is gotten,
Yeah, then you
You
keep
dial
it,
it
you bring it
down.
down just a little bit.
okay, I think my admonition to
realistic.
men in this summit today, just for the purpose of wrapping up the session, is can we be intentional about consistency? Yes, it might not come to you naturally. However, moving on, because I think the point of this summit is also to live a better person, to be more aware of the needs of the other gender to sustain your relationship, right? So I'm saying that can we now put intentional effort, although it might not come to you naturally, but can you be intentional about, if not keeping the same energy, but consistently maintaining? Don't let me feel like everything you've done was a facade to get me, and once I'm already in your space, I'm in the bag, you focus on something else. And can I also appeal to ladies, please do not compete with his next project. I would explain. I said men are project-based, right? When you were the project, he was on you. He has gotten you, he has moved on to another project, right? But then as a lady, you're not like, you are always about this contract. You never have time for me. What you're going to do is push him further away. Because it says that you are competing with his current project. But hey, what are you working on? What is taking this much of your time? Oh, let me even tell you about it. Then there's a talking point. They say, hey, how is that your project going? So it's even comfortable to do to do it around you or next to you, and it doesn't see a need to avoid you, especially in relationships and marriages. But then the most admonition is to the men. Try to be intentional with your consistency. Don't say done, dusted, I move on to the next. Happy? Happy? Amen. So I think moving right along, where were we? God. We were on why do you want to get married? How do you know you're ready to get married? Did we talk about how you know you're ready to get married? Okay, let's quickly run to it. You who feels like they're ready for marriage now? Not all of us. I know someone that is not ready. Who feels like they're ready? Like if you find a guy of your dreams right now, or you find the woman that makes your world go round, you would propose tomorrow morning. Or you're ready to get married to anybody tomorrow morning. Not anybody, that person. Please, let's, by the show of hands. Amen. I'm going to pick on you, baby. Why do you think you're ready for marriage? What makes you feel like it's time? Yes. I only have one baby in this church. What about you makes you feel like, okay, I think I'm ready for marriage? There's no wrong answer. It's personal to you.
I feel like I'm ready because beside me having all the qualities,
Yes, girl.
I also know how to, like the responsibilities. Like I know everything. There's nothing that I don't know. And as for the person that I am with currently, it also makes me being ready to get married to that person.
Oh, so you already have like a view of where you're going
Yes.
with the person.
Yes.
So you're ready because you're aware of the responsibilities. There's someone already that you feel like you can do life with. Thank you very much. T, I saw your hands up. Why do you think you're ready for marriage? In a short sentence, please. He's not ready. Oh yeah.
I think I'm ready for marriage because the first thing is I aspire to it, and you don't just wake up and aspire and just sit and do nothing. So the constant work is there on the individual himself to say, what could I possibly bring to the relationship how can I love this person the way that she wants to be loved, and it's not about am I currently doing it. Oh, I was in this relationship and I used to buy her flowers, so therefore no. I don't
Okay.
need to be in a relationship. You just know.
No, so you just feel like you're working day and night towards getting married, and that's why you feel like you're ready because you're putting in the work. Sisdi, why do you think you're ready for marriage?
Everything they've said.
Everything they
No.
said. My husband has said it all. My husband has said it
No,
all.
but I mean, on top of that, I think I'm at a place where I know me well enough. I don't think I'll ever know myself entirely, but I know well enough what is acceptable and what I'm willing to go for and what I'm not willing to tolerate. Yeah, that readiness again, the desire is there, ready, and I know that when it comes to marriage, there's going to be I don't want to call it sacrifices, but there's going to be some compromise that I will need to do, and I think at that point in my life I'm ready to compromise, but to a certain point. But I think I've also reached the life as much as I wanted. I'm not like I was maybe at 35. I'm not desperate for it. I figure like if
Yes.
I've waited this long,
It needs to be
a few more months won't hurt.
Yes. Thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. She is not desperate. She has learned like certain things like tolerance, sacrifice, compromise, etc. And she also desires it. Desire. And I'm very happy that I did not hear things like I'm old enough, because age is just because you're at a certain age does not mean that you think that you're ready to get married. In addition to what, I don't know who would have it. In addition to what, I actually like the fact that everyone is sharing an opinion, because it's not like I'm just reading do's and don'ts, because that's not the point of the summit. So in addition to what everyone has said, I feel like if you're approaching marriage and you're already feeling like getting married, there's kind of like a scorecard, for lack of a better word, that you just need to check. What I did when I got this scorecard was I scored myself out of 100 to just see where I'm at, right? And my level of readiness, just so then I know, okay, this needs to be done here. And another thing that bothers me, and I'll be calling out the men again. There was a day I asked a question here, and a lot of ladies said fun things, right? About, preparing, taking care of the house, working on themselves, adding value. But all the men spoke about finances. So I feel like a typical man thinks that everything he needs to be ready for marriage. If you ask them, why do you think you are not ready for marriage? Majority of them would say, because I don't have the financial capacity yet. Am I lying or saying the truth? Oh, Bule. Where's the mic? Sorry, somebody wants to say something here before we proceed. Now you have to.
Oh, okay. As for my side, I feel that, okay, I'm ready for marriage. But looking at finances and where I come from, I don't want to go into marriage with a baggage that will hinder. Maybe where our budget, I have to take certain amount, take it to my home, and then he also have to take that amount. So financially, we won't be in a good condition. So let me sort out myself financially before I can say I'm ready to enter into this commitment.
Okay, so you feel like you are not ready for marriage because the finances is not sorted
Not
yet.
per se my finances, but the baggage that I have.
I see.
It won't.
But do you agree with me that most men think they are not ready because they don't have enough money? I said most men. I'm still talking about you. Be patient. Are we together on that? And that bothers me on so many levels, because I think it's a societal thing that men, and I'm not calling you out, although I am, and I think that's another point of the summit as well. There is more than finances to bring into a relationship. Don't tell me money is all a woman wants. A woman needs more than money. So other than finances, and I want to hear from Brother Dan this time around, other than finances, there are a lot of things that a man needs to bring to the table. And I'm going to give you an example. Number one, a correction threshold, right? You need to be able to learn, unlearn, relearn things. How do you feel when you're corrected? You need to work on that, because we are different. We're raised by different parents. We grew up in different environments. So if I'm correcting you or saying, baby, don't do this, how do you take it? Do you squeeze your face for another 30 minutes before you let it go? Or do you graciously accept correction? So if you observe yourself and you feel like, I need to work on my correction threshold, I need to work on my tolerance threshold, it would make life easier for us ladies. It's not just about thinking you're perfect. All you just need is money. Once you find money and a girl that you like, you just propose and you're ready to get into it. Brother Dan, I want your opinion on the pending topic, sir.
What is your question?
I did not ask a question. I want your opinion on the fact that men feel like, and I'm throwing this at you because you've specifically said that before. What are you doing to prepare for marriage? You say it's just money. You need to work on other things as well. Why do you think money is all you need to bring to the table?
Okay. Good morning. Okay. I want just to comment on that. I don't think it's only money that men need. Men,
Thank you.
most of men, they look at the quality of a lady.
See, you are going back to the lady. I'm talking
Yes.
about you
No, no,
as
no.
a person.
Yes, it's where I'm going. I'm going there.
Don't make it
You
about
know,
the women now. Don't mention
There's
lady in
no
your
way
comments.
I cannot mention.
No, no,
ladies.
no, no. Ladies will talk
Because
about, I want to cook. I want to prepare myself.
Yes,
I want to do
bless
that.
you know, what can push a man to be ready is a lady. I'm telling you, what can push a man to be ready to get married is the lady. How? Let me explain. Can I explain?
Yes.
Can you
explain.
hear me?
Yes, now
Okay.
we can.
What in a way, like most of ladies, when they approach them, the way you present yourself and the way you agree to anything that the men come with, it can encourage a man to go forward or not. How? For example, you meet a lady, and that lady, you see a purpose in your life, does not add anything. You can't go forward and say, I want to get married. It's gonna discourage you already. I'm telling you, it's gonna discourage you. And then, you know, like when you come to money, I don't think money make marriage successful.
I agree.
It doesn't at all.
But you've said two things. Number one, I want to refer you back to the question because
Yes.
you've not answered me. And number two, you said a few things that I do not agree with. I don't think men need encouragement by anybody or a woman to get married. I feel like it's just like saying a man would encourage me to marry him. If you are not ready, you are simply not ready. So maybe there are some cases where maybe a man wants to get married and it means that he's already nursing the idea of marriage in his head. And then he meets a woman he wants to marry. That's a different ballgame.
Okay.
But before we get there, let's get back to the question. What other thing do you, as a man, remove the money, remove women
Yes.
to get married, other than money?
Okay. Before
Why do you feel like there's no need for you to develop other things
okay.
in you?
For a man to approach a lady, it means that person is ready. You
Fine,
understand?
is ready, but he
Yes.
needs to put some things in place as well.
Like what, for example?
Oh, so you don't know.
No, no. The thing is, when I want to approach, when I want to approach a lady, I check.
No, it's a valid conversation.
No, you know, when a man approach a lady, it means that person took his time to check himself that I'm ready for what I'm going for.
Exactly.
You understand? So I can't just go to a lady and then I start asking myself, I need to correct this and that.
No,
Before
I think
approach the lady,
my
I'm
question
ready.
is, what most man sees as I am ready is that now I have the financial capacity. Let me go get married. They don't look at other things other than the
No,
financial
It's
capacity.
what I'm saying. They check very
Give me
well.
2 examples of
Of what?
other things you check in yourself
Okay.
before you get married other
Alright,
than money.
Thank you. You know, for example, like myself as a man, before I get married or approach any lady for marriage, I need to check if I have a good character, a good behavior and attitude, if I can stay with that person. You understand? And this is the things can help the
So
marriage
number
to
1, your
stand.
character. Number 2,
Behavior, attitude,
they are
you know,
all
your conduct,
character.
all those things.
Another thing,
For example, can I please just go back a bit because you know we are Christian, all right? And you know when Jesus, God created a man, why what was the reason for him to stop the creation? He rested on 7 days. You understand? Because he found his best. He created his best. That is why he rested.
Yes.
Most of people, they say, it's God who created the phone, all those things. I can say it's God. Why? Because God created a man in the
Give
image
him
of
the
God.
idea.
And from there, the man has all those ability to recreate again.
So let's
You
backtrack
understand?
now back to
Now,
the.
I want just to go back now to
Yes.
what we are talking about.
Thank you.
So as a man, when you approach a lady, you check yourself, I'm ready in this.
And my
that-
question is, what do you check?
You check your behavior, you check your character. Because if you don't have a good character and good behavior and attitude, you cannot stay with a lady.
Thank you.
understand?
God bless you.
Mm.
Does anybody? I saw Ent here. I saw Ent here. Oh, okay. Oh, there is a hand here as well. Give Dr. Z the mic.
I'm not exactly reacting to what he said, but I'm reacting to the reasoning behind why he said what he said.
Okay.
And it applies to like all of us.
Okay.
And I think that's why I have a problem with when you are raising a child, if like a girl or a boy, and you're telling the girl that your entire purpose in life
It's
is
for
to be
marriage.
married. So that girl knows that every day of her life, she has to be able to cook well, she has to be able to clean the house, she has to be able to do 100 things to be ready for marriage. But when you then say the entire existence of a man is based on providing for the family, they won't be able to think that they have to provide anything apart from. So it's not a individual default, it's a societal default that raises the boy to think, just have money and then everything comes easy. And that's why we need to do better as individuals. So we need to ask ourselves as individuals, not gender-based now. Individuals, I'm ready to marry. So why do I think that I'm ready to marry? Remove the money. Money is obviously very, 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 very important. But we've seen marriages. Jeff Bezos is literally the richest man on earth, and he still divorced his wife. So would you say the money was not enough for the marriage to? And I don't think divorce is a failure. However, money doesn't keep a marriage intact. So as individuals, we need to reflect on our behaviors. What is that thing that I want from a person, and how can I be that perfect person for? Because when we talk about relationship, it's what we want from the person, not what we think the person can admire in us. And I think we just need to start reflecting as individuals. So today, if I meet somebody, what is that thing they will find attractive in me? And not necessarily my physical attributes, my behavior, my sense of reasoning, my principles, my ideologies, my non-negotiables, etc.
Thank you.
About societal norms, right? And we dismiss in homes, again, in general, we dismiss where, for example, if I'm financially okay and I fall for somebody who does not necessarily earn what I earn, but if they can bring, I'm happy, we laugh about this and we say it's not acceptable. Maybe it's in African terms, but for some families, I've seen it works, where you have what you call a house husband. House husband, no, I'm being serious, guys. It's not a thing for everybody, right? A house husband who can take care of the home, who takes care of the kids and does all of, and you going to want to be a CEO, and he's cool with that. And that marriage still stands, and that marriage is still beautiful, and that marriage still survives. But she's right. We are told that the man is supposed to be a provider, but we are told that he's supposed to provide financially. What if he provides for my emotional, physical, spiritual needs? Is that not enough if I can bring the money into the household? It's really, we need to do the undoing of, it's the same thing of how we raise our kids. Again, how you raise a daughter and how you raise a son. If you're fortunate to have both of them, I feel like there is a divide in how I'm raised as a daughter. I said, you are supposed to behave this way, you're not supposed to open your legs, you're not supposed, but we tell our sons that. I have to go and encounter your son. I'm the one who has to go, who is being asked out by son. But if you're not telling him that a virtuous woman is that woman, when a girl says no, that's the girl you want to marry, not the one who, you understand what I'm saying? If we speak the same language to both genders in the household, then we'd have a society that's better. The problem right now is that we are whispering one thing to the ladies and we are whispering another to the men, and we wonder why we're not coming together in agreement.
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause. There is a hand here. Pastor Val, short, simple, to the point. We're rounding up.
Yes.
Please, if you have questions, please, I know that we've been talking, we've been discussing, but if you have questions, please note them. We're going to have a panel to answer all of your questions. When I said 1:30, we still have 27 minutes. Okay, Pastor Val.
Okay, I think most of my point has been mentioned already. Everybody, the thing is, when everybody's looking for what they're going to get when they get there, than what they'll bring in when they get there. Also, it's easy because now I'm talking based on the question you say men, not women.
Yes, men
Yes, men.
specifically.
Yes. If a lady is working and the man is not working, the lady might not mind if she has an understanding. But then,
Come again. If a lady is working
yes,
and the man is not working
yet, parenthesis,
yet,
yes,
okay,
she might not mind.
she might
Not
not
mind.
mind. Yeah.
A man who's working,
A
and the
man
lady
is
not
working
a lady is not working.
and the woman is not working.
Obviously to work because a man is expected to. So it's about what we are expected. So if you're asking what are the things, among the things that men will see that I'm not ready or I'm ready, what can make a man to be a man among the things is finance. Just who among us, apart from those who are working, who accept to date or to go for a man who's broke? Love won't bring anything on the table. At some point, unless unless you're working. But if you're not working, yes, at some terms we'll say that no, everybody must do something, you know.
Thank
That is
you.
a man.
Thank you. So it's just saying as well that it's a matter of expectation, and all of those fun stuff. So earlier I did ask why I was single, and I heard someone say, "Who I want does not want me," and it's the person that I don't want that actually wants me, right? And that's bringing me to the question. I want us to do a bit of introspection. Are you your spec? Because at times, and I've seen this play out, at times, you kind of have an idea of the kind of person you want. But are you the person that the kind of person you want is looking for? Is that maybe where the disconnect is coming from? How do you strategically position yourself? Not necessarily position yourself, because a lady is not supposed to be, well, you have to, in a way, position yourself, but how then do you make sure that you are in a space where you can be found? And as for men, how do you make sure that the person you are attracted to, has it happened that you're attracted to someone, but the person is just like, no, sorry, it's not you I'm looking for? What guides the spec? Like, what's the train of thought behind it? Because I've seen it play out where I know this person really likes me. I'm like, but shame, you're short. No. I know for sure that this person, like, I know there are some people, even as I speak, if I need to get married by December, I just need to say, hey, brother, I'm ready. And then I know some people that I'm like, if you can just marry me like this, it's over. So what is causing that disconnect? Should we be rigid with the spec culture? And what are your non-negotiables when it gets to the spec? Is it, because we are all single at the end of the day, it means at some point the person we want is not willing to marry us. Yes, that's the bitter truth. So let's speak about the spec culture. How rigid should we be? What is guiding? Like, I don't know why I don't want a short guy, if I'm being honest. I just feel like it's not given. And that's not a good enough reason. Right? Now, there's nothing. Listen, when push comes to shove, right? I have never seen a couple that would say, praise the Lord, we're celebrating our 20-year anniversary, and the secret behind our successful marriage is my husband's height. I personally do not have a reason why. And there is a guy that I know very well, that I know he likes me, he loves God, he invests. Like, if I say, okay, watch this video on relationship, he's on it, even watches it with his family, everything and much more. But I'm just like, bro, shame, you're short. Would have been so nice if we were a little bit taller. So I just wanted us to just share our opinion on what we think on spec culture. What guides it? Should we be rigid? Should we let it go? Should you have negotiables, non-negotiables? Because if we are able to crack that, a lot of us might be married or will be married very soon. So let us chat about that, and that will be the last thing we're talking about. I want to hear your voice. You go first. Have you ever been in a space where you know someone likes you for real, but the person's just not your spec, and you're just like, nope, not you?
Yeah. I think. Okay, I think it has to do with maybe like the people I was like the people. Okay. What marriage counselors would say is that the men you grew up around they sort of shape your spec. Like your dad would shape your spec. Maybe your brothers, your uncles, the society you grew up in. I mean, someone from East Africa is very different from someone from South Africa. Maybe they're not my spec because they do things different to how I do things. So I think it's those type of things that I've believed I want in a person that I feel like that person doesn't have, and also like Christian values and principles. Like those are also the type of things that would make me feel like, nah, I don't want to be with this person, even though everything else about him is maybe perfect.
Thank you. Any other opinion in the house? Victor, I have not heard your voice. Are you your spec? Have you liked someone that doesn't like you, and whereas someone else like you but you don't like the person?
I'm still new in this whole.
I can't hear you. Louder. Louder at the back.
I'm still new in this whole program, so I'm still hoping to get more experience.
So you've never liked a girl that doesn't like you before? Everybody you like you back.
I don't know.
You don't know. Bro said he's still new to this whole relationship. Good for you. Your secret would have been in my hands. I'm joking. Anybody with another opinion on the spec culture? Tai. Short and simple.
Like me?
What's up with the short?
I'm short, first of all. So
sorry about that.
That eliminates at least 70% of all women. You know?
So you have 30% of the pool.
Exactly.
Shame.
You know? I honestly no. I don't think I'm in terms of physically, I don't think I am.
You are the what?
I don't think I'm my specs.
Okay.
But still need to be attracted to the person that you're with.
Agreed. So you do not think that you are your spec, but what is important is to be attracted.
Part of it.
Oh, that you are still attracted to the
Yeah.
person that you're with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can date a person that is not your spec, but you still need to be attracted to that person, or every day you will regret. Imagine waking up, you're like, you can't, I'm sorry, like, it's probably shallow and we're in church,
no, it is
but
not. It is actually valid. I want us to
reality,
trash it.
Yeah, like, they still, like, look, attractiveness is subjective,
Okay.
right? You like what you like what you don't like.
You don't like what
All right. So in that subjective nature, that spec will, in dating culture, I'd say it's things that you're not used to. Would I date a taller girl? Yes, I would.
Will a taller girl date you?
Would a taller girl date me? Perhaps.
Okay.
Is it something we've experienced before? No. No. So I'm not, again, so if I meet someone that I know objectively they are attractive, they are tall, and they get to know me, and they think, oh, this person is subjectively or objectively attractive. It's not of, oh, I think you're my type. No, if I look at you, okay, I'm gonna be in trouble. Okay. People are attractive. Everyone's attractive in their own way.
You're being political.
Okay. Okay. Let's assume some people in the ladies in this room are my age, right? Because I don't necessarily want to say younger or older. So let's just say my age,
Okay.
and they are attractive, objectively attractive. If they get to know me and they find me objectively attractive, if they get to know me, even though I'm not a guy they would normally date because, oh, you're shorter than me, you can date them.
Okay.
It's that simple.
That's the point I was trying to get to. God bless you. So, we need to now, and I'm not saying go and date someone that is not your spec. Attractiveness is very important. But then, like you said, subjectively and then objectively rather, and then you get to know the person that is behind that height. If I see people that are very obsessed about height, I ask them, have you dated, and that's me, have you dated a taller guy before? Yes, so where is he now? Why didn't the height keep the relationship together? I still will not date a short guy, just saying. But then, that's a fact that I know and I would like to share. At least, because from a distance, if I say that you are short, I'm sorry. I will not even get to know the person behind the eye. I just automatically put you in the friend zone or the brother zone, and there's no way out for you. So I think let us now try, and the same thing goes for men, right? I know of a couple that the guy said that when he wanted to marry his wife, the only issue he had was her weight. She wasn't that big, but it was like, if this person gives birth to a child or two, she's going to be now big. And he said he would have actually missed out on everything because now he's an older man and he does not even find slender as attractive anymore. It feels like the way the wife is now is perfect for him. However, as at when they met, it's like, once this one gives birth to one or two child, we might have a problem. But then he got to know her. She has like the Spirit of God, the banters are there, they are good friends. And he was able to look past that and focus. So it's like an 80-20 thing. Marry who you're attracted to, sure, that's a given. But where you can, because I still would not consider a short guy. But and people don't laugh at me if my husband is eventually short, because I have a feeling. Please don't laugh at me. If I bring him here and he's shorter than me, just move on. Don't ask me, Sister Blessing, how far. But if you can actually just engage with the person, relate with the person, see who is other than the height, and there are different levels to attractiveness. We're just looking at the physical, right? So people are intellectually attractive, spiritually, financially attractive, right? So I think let us just get to know people and not cancel them. Or maybe if we can cross this hurdle, less people will be single, because then you actually see people for their value add, for who they are, other than just the physical. Can we agree on that? Will we take note of that? Amen. So I want to open the floor now to questions. We have Mama Evangelist Susan. Please give a round of applause for us. Pastor Nelly. Where's Brother Chabang? Is not here. Okay, it's coming in. And my humble self, to answer any questions that we might have. The success or otherwise of this session depends on how we interact and how we ask questions. Please, 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 I beg you. We have people that are experienced in the marriage industry, and I see myself as a very experienced single person. Yes, I'm singularly experienced with different ranges of relationships. So we have a wealth of experience to attend to this, to your question. So please, let us ask a question. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid. This is a no judgment zone. And nobody would use whatever you say against you, except if you are Evangelist Dan, because I will use it against you. I'm joking. Okay, first of all.
Yeah, my question is taking you back a little bit before you introduce them. What happens when this can be a lady, this can be a man? You like the person from the top to the west, but they're from the west to the bottom, you don't like. Or you like this part is not really what attracts you, like what the brother explained. So how do you...
So
although those other qualities, all those qualities, you point them, fine. But this part is cool. This one, if it can be modified a little bit.
So let me tell you, there's an actor in Nigeria. That guy is very fine. And my friend and I used to talk about him. He is so cute from here up, but his leg is so tiny. And we're just like, if only you could have nice legs, you would be so attractive. So I kind of get your question. So what's your question now? Yeah.
They structure the thought. So don't just focus on this one. Maybe this one could be better, but not this just part. I'm saying maybe from the head to the west, I love this part. Or I love this part, but this one, I just wish there was some modifications, Yes.
Okay, Pastor Val, you cannot modify a person. It is what it is, right? So I think it's a personal thing. You need to figure out what is important to you as an individual. So it's not a matter of a mind shift. Like as T is, for example, sorry, is a very funny guy. If you're somebody that sense of humor is so important to you, I'm not. If you're someone that sense of humor is so important to you, and it is more important because you've been with guys that are taller and cuter, but you were not happy. So I feel like it's a very individual thing. If you can look past, and there are some people that are physically, they are your spec. You get to know them, and they're just like not it. What then do you do? So I think it's an individual, and again, not one person in this life can meet all your needs, can tick all your boxes. You as a person need to find out what your, as Dr. Z said, non-negotiables are. What are the things that are a given? You cannot compromise on that. The person must be in Christ. You must be compatible.